With every action, there is a reaction. And in the law of equivalent exchange, you cannot take without giving something worth of equal value in return. And in the world of anime tropes, you cannot stay sane liking every particular trope that you do like without disliking some of your own. That is where this video comes in. I consider myself a proud anime watcher. And throughout my anime watching career, I've come to find that I actually like so many more tropes than I outright dislike or even hate to an extent. I'm never a guy that goes out of my way to hate on something just because I would think it's funny. For certain tropes I'm more or less indifferent on, I'm just able to turn my brain off and enjoy them however I can. And enjoy them, I do. With every trope in anime that I do like, as much as I hate to admit it, I also do not like certain tropes as well. These 5 tropes that I'm about to list really make me roll my eyes and test my limits with how much they make me cringe. So if you like this video and want to support the channel, please smash that like button and click that subscribe button, as every sub goes a long way to help me keep doing these videos that I love to make. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. I hate this trope with a passion. People are always quick to point out that Dragon Ball and One Piece always drag out their arcs with fight sequences that last multiple episodes, in arcs that almost break 100 episodes, and in some cases even do break that number. Well, at least there is fighting that outweighs the amount of time that the characters just yap and talk about some tragic backstory we've seen time and time again, or conversations that add literally nothing to the plot whatsoever. I'm talking about examples where this trope is actually the biggest culprit, and no amount of action or fighting or cool guys not looking at explosions can salvage it from escaping my wrath in this case. Fire Force and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Fire Force always gets ripped for its blatant insertion of fan service, and rightfully so. But what goes unnoticed is the dialogue between heroes and villains during what's supposed to be an important fight. No punches thrown, no sword swinging, no shots fired, just literally standing around and stating their intentions of what they plan to do to the other side. Oh yeah, don't forget the side commentary as well from the other characters that aren't even in the battle in the first place, as a way to explain what's actually going on. When this happens, I'm completely taken out of the immersion of the fight and my interest is no longer there. The same goes for JoJo's Part 1 and 2. I watched these shows as they first released way back when, and the first thing I noticed was that these big buff dudes are talking way too much. Like, way too much. Especially during a battle of life and death. Only then did I realize, as time went on with the later parts, that that was actually intended, and I actually started to understand its format. But just because I understand it now doesn't mean I like it. I literally fell asleep during a few episodes like this. If you think that this is a result of a short attention span and you haven't watched these shows, go watch them and you'll see what I mean. I actually think this might be my biggest pet peeve in anime, considering there's not much that I don't like within this medium, but even so, this one really just irks me to no end. Even if this really only does happen in the isekai genre, why the hell do we have anime titles turning into full sentences? If a person who watches only shonen anime decides they want to step out of their comfort zone and watch a fantasy, mystery, or even isekai anime, and they come across this, 9 times out of 10, they're probably gonna have that reinforced belief that anime like this should just never be watched. This trope literally puts the entire plot as the title of the show. Not the synopsis, the title. The healer who was banished from his party is in fact the strongest. Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. The 8th son? Are you kidding me? That last one was 2 sentences. No, I'm not joking. This kind of trope has irked me for so long, since even before I started watching anime. Way back into my Xbox 360 days, back when I was still learning the multiplication tables. Whenever I would come across someone that used the entirety of their own gamertag to spell out a sentence, I would, without fail, make so much fun of him, you'd think I would be doing a comedy stand-up show. I know I'm speaking to the void out there, but if anybody is making making a book or a manga and is cooking up a title for it, for the love of God, please don't make it a whole sentence! This next trope is really more of a nitpick than something I actually dislike, but how the hell did we allow forever clothes to be a thing? Are you telling me that the characters really only have just one pair of clothes throughout the entire runtime of the show? Not once do characters simply walk over to their closet and just simply pick something different to wear? Do they not have a washing machine? Do they not have a dryer? Do they not have any magic spells that can freshen up clothes like that one scene in Frieren? Do they have to resort to washing by hand? Can you even wash by hand nowadays without getting any scratches or splinters? How many ways can you even get splinters? It has to be like at least 7, right? Sure, I might be digressing, but surely some of these authors know even a little sense of fashion, right? They don't have to be in Gucci wear or always bring along Louis Vuitton purses or even wear perfume from Prada, but come on, guys. They don't always need to wear the same stuff, right? I rest my case. You ever feel like that some things are just absolutely meant to be? Like two things or two people are just meant to be together? Well, in anime, you're never gonna get that. Literally ever. So many romance anime, or even just anime that have two characters romantically interested in each other, just have a really considerable chance to have an interrupted confession. Whether it's on purpose by someone around them, or it just happens by chance, like when a fireworks scene is on screen and it all of a sudden gets too loud to hear the one person next to you that you're talking to, and your romantic interest is now too distracted by the pretty colors and lights to pay attention to what you had to say, you know how infuriating it can get. Like, I don't even have a specific example for this trope because there's too many to count, and if I go into one example, I'd literally lose myself going into a rant that spans longer than this video itself, so I'll spare you the trouble. This trope though is why I love Horimiya so much, because they get straight to the point and the main characters start dating in like the 3rd or 4th episode. Like, you don't see that kind of progression in 99% of other anime out there. And then you have anime that take its entire runtime just leading up to a confession only for it to become an open-ended "did they? Didn't they?" kind of answer. It drives me mad every time, but I can't stop watching this kind of thing. I don't know how much this says about me, but I think it's a sign that I need therapy. This trope can refer to any character who's made a noble sacrifice at any point in a show, go through a debilitating disease or terminal illness, or just an absolute freak accident whenever it shows up. But for this specific trope, I would like to highlight one particular scene from a show you may or may not have heard of, One Piece. In the Dressrosa arc, the Straw Hat Pirates along with Trafalgar Law's crew are fighting Doflamingo, the warlord. After a bit of fighting, Trafalgar Law is eventually overpowered by Doflamingo, to put it lightly, and is lying on the ground, beaten and bloodied up. One would think that that would be that, but you'd be sorely mistaken. This man, Doflamingo, takes out his signature gun, points it at the already almost dead man, and fires 3 bullets and hits every single one. We literally see him bounce off the ground as proof that those bullets hit him. Even if the biggest miracle that any divine being could bless onto him says that Law was going to survive that encounter, you know for a fact he wasn't going to survive that encounter. Oh wait, this doesn't happen just once. It happens twice. The next time it happens, everyone is on Doflamingo's castle. Same exact situation ensues. Law is lying on the ground, now with just one arm. And this time, he gets shot in his side, leading him to lying on his stomach, and then receives 7 straight shots to the back. This man should have died right there, and you can't tell me otherwise. But some way, somehow, he's still alive at the end of it all. This man has more plot armor in one arc than 97% of the entire Marvel universe. Now, I might just seem like an old man yelling at clouds and whatnot, but I think you guys watching this video would hate seeing that kind of thing in an anime you know and love, with one of your favorite characters being the subject or victim of this kind of writing. But that's just me at the end of the day. Thank you for watching up to the end of this video. There's a whole bunch of tropes out there that could still be discussed, so leave a comment in the comments section and let me know of other tropes you don't like or absolutely hate in anime. I read every comment and respond to most of them, so I'd love to start a discussion. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe as well, as every single one goes a long way. I have a Twitch channel that I stream multiple times a week, so if you want to stop by and say hi, or if you want to talk anime on there, go follow me there. I also have other channels which will be down in the description, so go subscribe to all those channels as well. That's gonna be it from me, guys. Stay cool, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.